Hey everybody, it's Christy with the Social Easel, and I teach women how to paint with acrylic paint. And today is the very last day that my Inner Tribe, my VIP painting membership is open. So I'm gonna throw this up here right now. So we are going through 2 more painting sessions today. We are gonna do, in this session, we're gonna do a palette knife version of the owl. And we are also going to do what I call my watercolor version. So when you guys are on here, let me know you are. Let me know where you're watching from. And if everything sounds and looks good. If you have not gotten the template for the owls yet, hey, Marcia, or it's one owl, it's one template. We're doing multiple owls with the same template. It is in the description up top. You can also comment the word info here in just a minute. Don't do it yet. And then it will also send you a message. So I just have to turn this on really quick. Okay. That is ready to go. How many of you have painted an owl with me so far this week? So we did a version on Monday. I guess I can show you instead of just talking about it. We did a couple things on Monday. So if you missed this, you can go back and see this Christmas tutorial. These are on my Facebook page under videos as well as YouTube. Then we did this little owl. Yes, it is, Jane. Thank you. So this was our first one. Okay. So we're kind of doing 4 different sessions of these to talk about the 4 different levels of women that we have in our Inner Tribe group. So this is like very beginner level, basic, just some colors and a little black and white highlighting. And then last night we added a fun Halloween-y background. And I showed you guys a little bit more in depth on some color mixing and some shading and highlighting. So if you missed those, you can go back and watch them. Just go to videos on my Facebook page. Anything I'm talking about today, if you need links, if you want to know where my Amazon store is, where you can get supplies, just comment the word info. And you will get a message sent to you. So today, we're going to change it up a little. This is a mixed media pad. This is one of the products that I recommend you getting if you decide to become a tribe sister. So for those of you that don't know what that is, this is what we call ourselves inside my membership. So I have a VIP level membership called the Inner Tribe. And inside this membership is where these women get me as their personal art instructor. And we have our own private Facebook community filled with amazing women who are some of the most supportive, loving group of women you're ever going to be a part of. Inside the tribe, I teach 3 original paintings per month. And then you also get a guest artist or business speaker. In addition to that, it includes my second membership, which is the Painting of the Month Club. Tribe Sisters get that included in their cost. So you're basically getting 2 memberships for the price of 1. The cost for Inner Tribe is $47 a month or $470 for the year. With a 1-year contract, you do get the 2 months for free if you decide to join for a year. But that is a 1-year commitment. There are no partial refunds for that. So you want to be sure you want to do that before you switch over or before you choose to do the year. In addition to that, this is the very last time you can get it at that price, where it will include the Inner Tribe membership website. So this is where our membership portal is. It's hosted on its own website, not on Facebook. And you log in and you have access to over 75 full tutorials with me that I have done over the last 2.5 years inside my tribe. So this has, 2 seasons worth of Halloween, Thanksgiving, fall, Christmas, winter, all the things, everything that we love about this time of year. There's tons of paintings for you to choose from immediately. So you get access to all of that as a tribe sister, and it's $47 a month or $470 for the year. For those of you that may be Painting of the Month Club members, or you're not sure what that is, There is an option for you to upgrade. So the Painting of the Month Club is one painting per month with me. These are exclusive paintings. You can only get them through that club, and they are only available for 30 days at a time. And then we switch the painting. And that means to purchase. Once you purchase them, you have lifetime access to the Painting of the Month Club paintings that you do in there. So those are immediately uploaded to the membership portal. And you just go there to access those. There's no Facebook group connected. There's no community connected with the Painting of the Month Club. It is just the painting tutorial itself. That is $20 a month. So if you're on the fence and you're not sure whether you want to choose Tribe or Painting of the Month Club, those are the difference between the two. So Painting of the Month Club is $20 a month. The Inner Tribe is $47. So for only $27 more, you get all those extras and then some. So Tribe Sisters also get a 50% discount on all of my kids' paint classes, anything like that that I do outside of Tribe. Any of the $10 challenges that I do, Tribe Sisters get those for free. And then we have different bonuses and challenges where they can earn prizes throughout the year. So it's super fun to be a part of. And this is the very last day you can join. Yeah, if you guys, hey, Kristen, if you want to put hashtag Tribe Sister in the comments, let me know. Hey, Lynette. Vivian says, I need to upgrade. Vivian, if you are a Painting of the Month Club member, you can just go ahead and use the link above to sign up, and then it will automatically cancel your Painting of the Month Club and switch you over to Inner Tribe. Kristen got her metal palette knife yesterday. Awesome. Linda says, yes. So I'm glad you asked that, Linda. Linda was asking, is the Painting of the Month painting different from the 3 paintings you include? It is. So technically, I always say you get 3 paintings a month with me. You get 3 live paintings a month with me. And then it does include the extra painting from Painting of the Month Club. So technically you get 4. But that one doesn't come inside the Facebook group. That one goes straight to your membership portal. So for this month, it will be the Fall Chapel. So the Fall Chapel is included with the Inner Tribe membership. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Janet. Lana or Lana, I'm not sure which one. Welcome. She's a new Tribe sister. Hey, Kay in Kansas City. I'll be up there this weekend to see the Chiefs play. I'm so excited. So if you guys have been painting with me this week and you want to share with your friends, be sure to hit that share button and let them know about our cute little owl paintings that we're doing. I'm going to be on to paint the very last one tonight at 8:30. And then that'll be the last time you see me live for a little bit. We're going to do our welcome ceremony inside our tribe tomorrow. And then I will be on a little mini vacay. I'll be going up to Gatlinburg next week with my friend Heidi Easley for her event at Dollywood. I'm going to be a guest speaker there. And then I'll be jumping back in to teach my tribe next week. Liz, you can sign up above. Let me put the link in the comments as well. Let's see. There is that for you. And any information you guys need, again, just comment the word info if you want that. So I think what we're going to do first, I think we'll do palette knife first. And I am just going to do a very rough outline of this for my palette knife, because I'm not going to do super, super fine detail in here. So this may change a little around the eyes. Palette knife, if you haven't done it before, is a little bit, well, I shouldn't say a little bit, it's a lot a bit messier. So it's a very abstract, loose style that we'll be doing, but it's so, so fun. I just started doing it probably about 2 years ago, and I really, really love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So inside Tribe, just to kind of give you an idea, I don't teach just one style. I teach palette knife. I teach acrylic painting with brushes. I teach mixed media, which we're going to learn about tonight. If you're not sure what that is, it's including a bunch of different mediums like scrapbook paper, stencils, stamps in your art. And then I also do like pen and ink and watercolor, or what I call watercolor. Sometimes we use actual watercolor, but I have a technique where I show you how to treat your acrylics like watercolor. And that's what we're going to do in this lesson after I finish this little guy. So we're going to do a palette knife version, and then I'm going to show them to you, all the different styles that we've done. So how you can take one template and do so many different things with it. And I am not, in the last two, I have been outlining them in black Sharpie. I'm not going to do that today with the palette knife. Lynette said, I didn't realize the chapel was the painting of the month. I just signed up for it. That is a different chapel, Linda. So you want to keep that one. We are actually adding that in as a additional purchase that you can make when you sign up for Tribe. So I have the fall chapel, which is, I'll show you on here. We have two chapels. I like to do chapels for every season, but they're completely different styles. So the fall chapel is our painting of the month club, and it was done on palette board. The chapel that you purchased for $10 is only for Tribe Sister. So I don't have that for sale anywhere else right now. It only comes as an option for you to add that on as a Tribe Sister. If you didn't add it on when you checked out, we are going to be putting that link inside the Tribe Sister private community for you guys to sign up for that. So this is, oh, we've already switched it over. I forgot that we switched. Well, you guys get a sneak peek. I forgot it was October 1st. You're still going to get the fall chapel though. Can you guys see this? This is going to be the painting of the month for November. So I forgot that today was October 1st. We switch over on the 1st of each month. So this is going to be included again for all Tribe Sisters are automatically going to get this. This is one of my most popular Christmas paintings. It's included as a Tribe Sister. And then that is the painting of the month club if you choose to do that instead of being a Tribe Sister. So I just wanted to show you that. But the fall chapel is included. The spring one is what you're talking about. When you sign up to be a Tribe Sister, you can add this onto your purchase for $10 and get access to this tutorial as well. That was from a challenge that we did last spring. Hey, Judy. Oh, thank you. You're doing great. Rhonda, oh, was someone asking about the paper? Oops, sorry. Yes, Lisa, that is transfer paper. So transfer graphite paper, carbon paper. It's called a bunch of different things. Dizzy said, oh, I'm so excited envisioning my truck with trees. So fun. Can you lift the owl up a bit? I had to hand draw the owl and can't see the bottom. You can get the template, you know. This is, I didn't draw the legs on. I'm not drawing the whole thing on because I'm doing palette knife. Okay, so I thought I would do some different colors today with this and possibly some different paint. So most of what we use inside my tribe is just the normal craft paint, okay? I use this on almost all of my paintings, but like my farm animal collection that I have in there, we used some of these paints from Artist Loft. This is a Michaels brand. By the way, just between us, I can't share all the details yet, but I was just on another Zoom call with Michaels yesterday, and we are just in the beginning talks of some things that we are going to be doing together. So if you didn't know, I got to be featured on Michaels and do an event with them a few months back. And they have me as a featured artist on their website. And we are in the beginning talks of where that partnership is going to go with Michaels. So there's more to come with that. I can't spill any beans yet, but it was a very exciting call yesterday. So yeah, Michaels. But you can go buy these Artist Lofts paints from them, or you can just add gel medium, which just makes your craft paint thicker. Now, I'm telling you this, you don't have to do these things. These are options. You can also just use craft paint. You've seen me paint multiple times on Facebook Lives with just craft paint and a palette knife. I just really like these to work with palette knife with because they are a little bit thicker. And these are some fun colors. And I thought I just kind of wanted to make this completely different from my other owls. Oh, Kristen said that's how she found me. Well, awesome. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Debbie. It's just been a crazy, crazy week. God is so, so good and has blessed us immensely and is just opening doors to so many fun things, which just means I get to paint with you more and do more fun things with you. This paint does not want to come out. I may have to switch to a different one. All right, hang on. Let me grab a different white. I may even grab cream. Let's try this one. This is a new color I bought. I haven't opened yet. This is Unbleached Titanium. So we'll do, this is like a cream color. I love this paint. Yeah. This is just academic level 1. And they always have them on some kind of sale. Oh, I already had one over here, didn't I? That's parchment. That's a little bit different. This is like a deep magenta, beautiful color. This is vermilion. So we're just playing with these. There's no color list for this, guys. No specific colors. We're just kind of playing around. And I may even add in some craft paint with it too. Maybe I'll get, is this already open? Let's get a little bit of yellow on here in case we want to do some color mixing. And I am using a recycled palette, so if you're seeing a lot of colors on there, that's why. Yes, I will move that banner once I start painting. Okay, we'll start with that. I may change my mind and add something else. I might put a little bit of white on here just to have it. All right, so those of you guys that are already Tribe Sisters, if you see some comments and questions come up while I'm talking and I miss them, if you'll answer them for me, that would be great. Mary, it depends on how thick you want it. So I usually just put a little dot of gel medium in my paint and then just mix it. If I want it thicker, then I add more. There's not a certain ratio that you have to use. Let me see, turn this off. There we go. So I know the social easel is still there, but that's not even going to cover that part of the painting. We're not going down that far. So I have this palette knife set in my Amazon store. Comment the word info if you want that link. I'm going to use my number 1, which is my smallest one. And I think I'm going to start with like this almost kind of tan color, maybe a little bit of white. And again, this is going to be a completely different style. You guys have seen me do palette knife with the pumpkins that we did Sunday night. And those were just craft paints. So again, this is a little bit thicker, but it doesn't have to be. Can you guys see that? I think I might zoom you in a little bit. So we've got some nice texture there. When you're using a palette knife, you want to scoop it up on the back and then see how little pressure I'm kind of putting down here. So you don't have to push down very hard. Very light touch. And I'm just doing like these little curved shapes just to kind of give like a feathery look to his belly there. And then actually let's just kind of spread that all the way across the whole belly. And then I think I'm going to pull in some more color. Let's add in maybe a little bit of this orangey color I have here. So palette knife painting gives you a lot of texture. You're going to see the definition come off your canvas or paper. I think I want to pull that out even a little bit more. So I'm just doing kind of like these little, almost like little wave shapes. And I don't have a specific plan for this. So you guys are going to kind of get to just see me create as I go. Maybe come up with some different ideas. We may play with it a little. Okay, someone said there's nothing I can take off the top of the screen. My logo is up there, but it's not blocking anything with the painting. This is, Marion, this is on my mixed media pad. And these are some Artist Loft different colors. I don't have a straight color list for this. Let's see. I think I want to do... Oh, didn't I bring a burnt umber over here? I think I did. Well, this one says raw umber. This is like a dark brown. I'm jumping all over. I want to do the hat now. So you guys can see how much thicker those paints are. So these are the ones that we're using today. Now I could wipe my brush off, but I just don't care. I don't care if it has a little bit of that color in there. I like it like that. Palette knife, again, this is where I tell you embrace your messiness. Trust the process. It all starts coming together. So I'm doing a brown hat today. Now I'm not doing the background on this one today, but if I was, I'd come back and touch that up and I wouldn't worry, but like I would be covering that up later. For this today, I'm just showing you kind of the technique, not a full painting here. So see how I'm using the back of the palette knife and just kind of dragging across here. So with palette knife painting, I don't really stay super, concerned about having exact straight lines or anything like that. It has a rougher look, a rougher texture. It's definitely a style that will help you loosen up. Yes, Debbie, all the videos on this page go on for replay as soon as, or you can watch them on replay as soon as they are done. Let's add a little brown down here. Why not? So when you're working with the thicker paint and the palette knife painting also, there is more of a dry time because the paint is thicker. So if you're wanting to do layers and you're worried your colors are going to blend together a little bit because the previous layer is still wet, then you'll want to either let this air dry on its own, or you can use a blow dryer to paint, or to dry it. So even in these little spots, you can just kind of either hold your palette knife on the side, use a little tip. And I really recommend when you start with palette knife painting to practice in a mixed media pad first. Get used to just holding it, how to apply paint with it. Once you get used to it, I really think you'll love it. Most people end up loving it. It may be a little hard in the beginning, but this is the level of painting. So each painting we've done, we've kind of talked about different levels inside my membership. The first one we did was very basic and simple. That was called the Excited Newbie level. Then we did the shading and the background last night. Taught you guys some extra techniques and methods. That was for our budding artist level. And then when you get into the palette knife painting, not that you can't do this right from the beginning, but it kind of correlates with people who have been in tribe longer or have painted for a longer span of time, tend to be more comfortable trying new techniques out. So that's why I chose to do this and the watercolor version to represent our level in the group called Polished Painter. It's when you are comfortable with the basics in painting. You've probably been a member or been painting for, 9 months to a year. You've been with us a while, and you are ready to try new things and explore new things, maybe even start selling your work or teaching classes, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the level that this painting and the watercolor painting are going to represent today. I like I like that orange color around his eyes. How many of you on here have done palette knife painting before? Let me know. Let's see. We'll start with some yellow and white here. I don't know if I'm going to want to leave it that way. I really want to get some of this magenta in here. I love this color. Isn't that so pretty? Let's do that with a little bit of that orange. So sometimes I like to get two colors on at the same time and kind of scrape them together. And when you're using palette knife, it also doesn't mean your entire painting can only be palette knife. A lot of my paintings, I jump back and forth, and I'll use palette knife for some areas and then come back with the brush for more detailed areas. We did a lot of that in the Funky Fall Flowers. That wasn't all palette knife. We used a little bit of everything in there. Some of you, yes, on palette knife. Janet's using it because of Tribe now. Awesome. Nina loves it. Sharon said, I have, but want to get more control. Yeah, and the more you do it, the better control you get. Awesome, Linda. Welcome. Started out with painting of the month and now doing the Tribe. You'll love it. And you'll love the community in there. That's a big difference. Instead of painting on your own, to have those Tribe sisters that you can share your work with and cheer each other on in there. So you can decide kind of what these brush strokes look like. Or I say brush strokes, palette knife strokes, whatever you want to call it. I kind of like these to kind of curve out like that. You can't see it probably too much from where you guys are, but we're going to kind of have these curved lines come out on those wings. Donna, yes. When you join Painting of the Month Club, those do come with lifetime access. So you don't just like have that month to do those paintings. You can paint them whenever you want to. And if you cancel, then you keep the ones for the months that you paid for, and then obviously don't have the new ones coming forward. Now that is different than Tribe. With Tribe, because we have so many paintings in there and we teach you so much, and you get so much for your monthly membership, that I can't talk right now. The Inner Tribe works like Netflix. It's Netflix for painting. And you still get to keep, because you get the Painting of the Month Club included in your membership. With Tribe, you do get to keep those if you were ever to cancel. But you lose access to all of the Tribe material. So I think I'm liking that so far. Can you guys see those strokes in there a little bit? And we're going to grab a little bit of black here and do the eyes. And I think I'm going to use a brush for those eyes, and then we may change the texture a little bit. Tammy said, still consider myself a newbie and type A, but surprising to me, I found that I absolutely love the palette knife paintings. Awesome. See, you never know. You got to try, right? You can't be scared to try. Even if you don't think you can do it, try, because you might love it. You'll never know. And I can leave the texture a little bit higher with this. This eye needs to come over more. I don't know why that one seems so far away today. I'm going to let that dry before I add any white on the inside there. And sometimes I do stuff like this. So I'm going to pick like this brighter color just to have the contrast. We're going to throw in a little bit of teal. Sometimes I will paint on first with my brush. And then once you do that, you can come back with the palette knife and add that texture in. So I'm going to pull that beak back over this when I'm done. Oh, I kind of like it when it pulls in that color. I'm going to pull in a little bit of that magenta color into the scarf there. So don't be afraid when your colors mix. Just kind of play with it a little. See if you like it. I'm liking that contrast. Julie said it allows her to be messy. She said, I too am a type A personality, and I love the knife because it allows me to be messy. That's awesome. It's that freeing side of yourself. Probably dying to get out for someone who's a little bit type A, right? You got that whole other side of you in there that wants to come out and have a little fun. That's how you keep yourself balanced, right? You gotta, if you're too type A about everything in your life, when are you relaxing, right? You gotta relax. You gotta have fun. Not always trying to control everything. Not that I'm speaking from experience, right? I may not always be type A in my painting, but I can definitely be in my business and other things. So that's why in painting, I try to be a little bit looser and messier because I think it's fun. So I'm going to come back up here on the nose. Let's pull a little of that yellow back down. Maybe make that a little bit bigger. We're just going to go ahead and blend this together. And then I'm going to use a little black and do a little triangle on the bottom part to kind of give them a little mouth there. I just think he looks so cute with that little mouth. Janie said, I used to love the palette knife, but currently I'm having some type of palette knife handicap. Maybe you just need to take a break. That's okay. All right, what else do I want to do? We can go ahead and try to add some white up here. We'll see. Hopefully we don't pull in too much color. But even with palette knife painting, if you do something, I know it seems so different than just painting with a brush, but if you do something you don't like, you can still fix it with this. If it's just fresh and you just put it on there and it's really thick, you can wipe some of it off. Some people like to keep baby wipes at their station. I never have. I did when I used to paint door hangers because everything was so precise on door hangers. But with painting, I never did. But it may be what you need to do to kind of help you with that. So you can wipe it off or you can let it dry and come back to it. So I'm just using a number 2 round. Any round is fine, whatever you're comfortable with for filling in your area of the painting you're working on. Don't get fixated on those numbers. Whatever size brush is working for you to fit in the space that you're in, that's what size you need to use. I'm not going to let that bother me. I actually kind of like it. Maybe I'll put a little bit of orange over here. Maybe we'll soften that, make that not such a strong edge up against that white. So this is when you're just playing with your painting and you kind of just like let things like that happen. Keep going. It's what Bob Ross would call a happy little accident. I wasn't planning on pulling that orange in there, but once I did, I actually don't mind it too much. Kind of softens the edges a little. Maybe make him a little fluffier around the sides. A door hanger is a wood cutout shape that you hang on your front door. It might be more of a southern thing. What do you guys think so far? So see how I pulled a little bit of that orange in there, but I really don't mind. I haven't added any pink in. I've got this hot pink here. I'm going to have to use this in the next painting because I have all this paint. Maybe we'll try some of this. Maybe No, that blends in too much. I don't want it there. Now again, for something like this, if you were not comfortable doing palette knife in a really small area like that, just switch to your round brush. It's not gonna matter. You can use a combination of both. Oh, Carol says they do door hangers in Wisconsin. It's funny because my friend Tamara Bennett owns Southern Adornments, and she teaches people how to do door hangers. And when she first told our business coach, Stu McLaren, about it, he did not understand what that was either. So some people are like, what? And some people are like, oh yeah. Like I have a door hanger on my front door right now that's a cutout of a mason jar that says, welcome y'all. It's like instead of a wreath. See that texture that you get kind of coming through a little bit here with me adding those colors into the hat. I'm just going to pull a little bit down here along my wings. And I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with that scarf. Do I add anything to it? Maybe I want a little bit of blue in his eyes. I think I just want a tiny, tiny bit. What do you guys think on this scarf? I like that little bit of blue in there. Let's give them those little dots. The hat was burnt umber, and then I added some of that. It's called Unbleached Titanium. It's like a khaki color. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of white to the teal. Thank you, Glinda. So don't forget, you can just make some other colors if you want them. A lighter teal, just pull some white over there. Mix yourself another color on here. Give a little separation between these two sections of the scarf. And that's the great thing about Tribe. You can try this out. If it's not for you, you don't ever have to paint with palette knife again if you don't want to. All the things that I teach inside Tribe, even if it is a palette knife painting, you can do it with brushes. You can take that same design and do it with brushes. And that's part of my goal this week with you guys on these owls, is showing you all the different ways you can do them. There doesn't have to be a right or wrong. Try them all out, and you may surprise yourself with which one you like the most. And then let's give them some little feet here. Let me come back with the brown. He's so cute. Jane said maybe some of the hat color for fringe on the scarf. Yeah, that would be cute. We could add a little fringe on there. I think actually I want to do, let's do hot pink. Good idea though. How cute is that? I like the fringe idea. Such a good idea. Anything else we want to do to this guy before we switch over to watercolor? You guys know I like color. The hat's a little boring for me. I gotta add some color in it. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but we added a little bit of that magenta to the brown. It's kind of hard to see while it's wet. Okay, we're going to switch over. I'm actually going to peel him out of here. What the heck? This page, this book doesn't have my edges on it like the other one did. Did I buy a different brand? I feel like they forgot to put the perforated edge on. This is one of my newer ones. So what I would do if I wanted to frame him, I would let it dry completely flat. Once it's all the way dry, I would put something heavy on it to flatten it. Now, another thing you could do, I'm going to hold him up a little higher so you can see him up close. Another thing you could do is let him dry and cut him out and use like Mod Podge or Decoupage and put him on another piece of art. That would be kind of like doing a mixed media piece. So there's our palette knife version. Now we're going to switch to watercolor. And again, I am not actually using watercolor. I'm going to use acrylic paint like watercolor. Now I did say I already put all these paints on my palette, so I don't really want to waste all of this paint. So I'm going to add some water to these colors and we're going to water them down a little bit. And it's going to look more like watercolor. So for this, same template, right? I'm going to do a really, really light outline. I don't want to push down too hard, because I kind of want my lines, I just want the basic shape here. I want my lines to be light and sketchy, and I'm going to show you what that means. This is what I call like pen and ink and watercolor as the next technique I'm going to show you. And you need waterproof black pens to do this. Make sure they're waterproof. Did I trace this one? Comment the word info. If you don't know where to get those, you'll get a link to my Amazon store and it has them in there. So we're just doing, I know you can barely see that. I'm going to get my pins. My very favorite one is in this drawer that is blocked by my sign. Let's see. This one's really fine too. So my favorite one out of my pen set is my one that kind of has a brush tip to it. I'm going to see if I can move this enough to get it out. All right, I can't. We'll have to work with what we got. But I have a pin set in there, and it has one of them in this set has more of like a felt tip on it that's waterproof. But we're going to make it work with these pins and then treat our acrylics like watercolor. Yes, the mason jar that I did in this style is so fun. If you guys haven't seen that, that's up on YouTube and in these videos as well. So we're just going to start with a basic pen. And when I do this, again, I'm using a base outline for the template. You can do the same thing, but it's going to be very sketchy. So it's going to look like a sketch. It's going to have multiple lines. I'm not just staying connected. This is actually a style that I'm going to be teaching in October inside the tribe, and we're going to do a fall barn scene in this style. And then in November, we're going to be doing a Christmas nativity scene that I have. My original for this was done, oh gosh, 12 years ago. My original, and I did it in all pastels. And then I'm going to teach it inside of my tribe in this style. So this is a very loose style as well. So if you haven't sketched before, this is kind of what it's like. If you ever see me kind of like do this motion, a lot of that is like muscle memory. You're kind of like, before you actually put the brush stroke down or before you actually put your pen down, you're kind of already telling your brain, here's the shape we're going to make. And then you're going to do it. So a lot of like artist sketches you'll see like this. They're not hard, perfect lines. And you can even take it a step further by like, you could do like lines along your edge. Like if you wanted to add shadows there, you could do cross hatching, which just basically means like going back the opposite direction. So you could do that, or you could just continue to draw in more lines. But it really starts coming to life when we add the paints to it. So what do you guys think? See how it's like a little bit looser? And this is just one pen. You could use multiple ones. I think this one might be a little bit thicker. Yeah, so this is a little bit heavier, more solid line. Can add in some details like that. And you can come back and go back and forth with the paint and the pens. You just want to make sure that when you come back to add your accent marks in, that your watercolor is dry before you do that. So for this, like I said, we're just going to water down those paints we already have. This is that NIC Pro brush set that I was telling you guys about. I'm trying to see if I have any other ones poking out there. So it's several different size rounds. So I'm actually going to leave a fair amount of water in my brush here. And I'm going to come next to my paint. And I'm just watering down that pink. Now with craft paint, it's going to be even easier. This still, I may want to water it down more because this is thicker. This is thicker paint. We'll see how it looks once I get it on there. I may want to switch to craft paint to do it. So see how it's nice and translucent? And then when you're treating it like watercolor, we'll let it dry a little. You can come back and get a little darker around the edges if you like. So it's a little bit different with highlights. So if you want highlights, then you leave that part white. So I can even just grab a little bit more water here and go straight on my canvas with the water. And see how it just lightens that pink up that much more. And I love this style because it's not about like staying in the lines. Everything can go out of the lines a little bit. You can come back and add more lines later if you want. So completely different look, right? Let's go a little darker on the inside. So right now, I can't see because I'm not watching you guys on Facebook. I'm watching you through StreamYard. So I can't see if you're doing any thumbs up or hearts or anything. So let me know in the comments if you are liking this style. So I'm just getting a little bit of water. Kind of water it down in the middle a little bit. To me, painting in this style is very, very relaxing. It's almost like coloring, like how coloring's relaxing when you're a kid. I still love to color with my girls. Yes, Allison. So this one you want the lines to show. That is part of the painting itself. Just trying to see if I had one handy to show you guys a finished one. I don't think I have one of my books over here, and I don't think I've done one in this one so far. Let me take a little sneak peek here. Those are all my kids' paintings. Oh, this is a great example. This is one of my favorite ones that I've done. This whole painting was done in this style. So it's like a sketch, And this was a Facebook Live. You guys can actually go back and see me do this. But this was that same style. So I did it sketch where you see all the lines, and then I treat the acrylics like watercolor and go in to fill that in. So it's lots and lots of fun. Yes, it is very similar to card making, using inks, watercolor pencils. Yeah, all of that. It's so much fun to just play with different mediums and see how you like them. It's just a really simple, subtle kind of painting. Maybe we come around here and make this a little heavier on the inside. Maybe take a little bit of blue with it. Let's make a purple. So I'm just pulling some blue that I used in that last painting, pulling it in with that magenta and making it purple. So now I've got this really pretty purple. Add a little water to it. Water it down. So we've created a whole new color with the colors that we already had on our palette. I kind of think I want this purple maybe around here. Maybe make it a little feathery. Hey, Pam. Allison, these were actually pens. These are waterproof black pens. I've got them in my store. You can just comment the word info if you want to see those. Yes, Kathy, it's really pretty on wood also. It does let the grain show through. You can even, like, I use this same method to do like a fake stain on woods. So if you are painting on a wood palette or just painting on a piece of wood and you want it to have like a stain finished background, instead of using actual stain, you just water down your paint and you paint it all on there, and then you wipe it off with a paper towel and it looks like you stained it. It's really cool. So this is really, really watered down because I don't want it to have a really strong pigment. And you kind of just move your paint around. Oh, we're bleeding a little bit over here. I'm going to get a little bit more pigment and less water. Let's see if we can fix that edge a little bit. Thinking what color for the hat? I think I'm going to do this scarf, kind of a hot pink. So these colors are all in the same kind of color family, which you can also do in your paintings. You don't always have to have a big, bold, contrasting color if you don't want to add a little bit of brown to this. Just kind of make a more muted color here. I kind of like that. Let's add a little bit more water to this. It's pretty strong pigment right now. And then again, I can just go straight to my water. Hey, Amanda, welcome. Glad you are a new tribe sister. If you guys are just joining, if you need more information on becoming a tribe sister, this is the last day you can sign up. And this is just an example of one of the styles that I teach you inside our tribe. We have a fun fall barn one coming up that's going to be in this style. So we need a little bit more contrast before or between these wings and that scarf. I always forget that ear, don't I? I didn't even draw it on this time. He may be earless. Maybe that ear is tucked up in there. I'm going to tone this down a little bit over here again. Kind of gives it more of a wine, rustic color there. Yay, welcome, Tony. Got a new tribe sister. If you guys came in late, just put hashtag tribe sister in the comments. This would be so cute on mini canvases. Yes. Yes, cards too, for sure. And your little owl can be whatever color you want. These are all little make-believe animals we're playing with right now, so we can make them whatever we want them to be. I think I'm going to make his wings stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to get some of that magenta that I really like. A little bit of water here. And we can come back and make that a little bit stronger there. I'm kind of liking it. Welcome, guys. Mary said, okay, if I've been painting with watercolor and acrylics for years and have a degree in art, should I still join? Yes, Mary, if you missed the interview we had this morning, I would love for you to go back and watch it. It was on my page. We have a member, Helen, who has been painting longer than me, has more experience than me. Her paintings look completely different than mine. But what she's found is she loves taking my ideas and turning them into her own. She loves the community. She loves the support that she gets inside of there. And it's been amazing for her. And she shares her story and several others who are turning it into businesses. She's selling her art weekly now. So yeah, definitely. We have all levels inside. We have women who are running their own businesses, selling their paint online, everything. Now the big decision, the hat. The hat, what do I do with the hat? I don't know why it's always such a hard decision for me. Maybe I just don't like any of the colors on my palette for it. You guys got any grand ideas for me? Should I keep it? I guess I could keep it pretty neutral again and go with brown. And Mary, I'm going to go back to your comment too. So as an artist, and I don't have a degree. I have 7 years worth of college in art, but no degree, because I actually chose to quit and start this business instead because it was more profitable for me than going into further debt and becoming a graphic designer, which is not really what I wanted to do. So I started this business instead. But I think we never quit learning as artists because like Helen was saying today, she, like I said, she's painted longer than me, but she said, I still learn things that Christy has shown me, techniques that I didn't even know existed, you know, different ways to paint, different ways, the words being used that are said that translate to different people that can change the way that you create. And myself, like I'm in other creatives groups and courses and different things because I'm always continuing to learn as an artist. So that is my personal opinion, is like you can always learn, you can always change, it can always inspire you to do something different in your art. Yeah, grays would have been pretty too. I kind of wanted to keep this one. I didn't want to do the teal. I have that on my palette, but I kind of wanted to keep this more a softer tone. And even with this, I kind of don't like how much pigment I have in there. I'm going to water it down a little bit more. And even take some off. And then just smooth it back out again. And then once this is dry, I'm still going to come back with my black pen and add some things in too. Oh, awesome. Janet said she just changed her membership from monthly to yearly after 6 months in Tribe. Love it. Yeah, you guys can always start out monthly, by the way. You can start out monthly and you can always change to yearly if you are loving it and you want to get that bigger discount and get 2 months for free. All right, I'm thinking I'm about done with the color. I'm trying to decide if I think maybe I'll add a little bit more purple down here. I kind of like this purple up against the wings. So see how you can just kind of keep layering. You can start out thin, and if you decide you want to add more color to it, you can come back and add more color. I think I want to do the same thing around the eyes here. I think I like that contrast. You guys like the contrast of the purple and the pink? Welcome, Gail. Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, so, oops, I touched a little bit of black there. Let me see if I can get that really quick. So I'm just using my paper towel where it's, that black is really wet right there. And we're just gonna dry that a little so it doesn't blend into our other colors there. And these eyes, these black eyes may be a little bit bigger than our other ones, but that's okay. Sometimes I think they're actually cuter with bigger eyes. Now, here's the other thing. If you're using acrylics instead of watercolor, you kind of get to cheat a little bit. So if we still want that white dot in there, like we had in the others, we can add it in. Whereas normally, if this was strictly watercolor, you would not be able to do that, right? So we can cheat a little bit. Hey, Ruth, new tribe sister. Thank you, Sharon. He's a fun one to paint. So I'm going to flip this over, checking the battery on my computer here. We got to give it some time to rest here in a minute. And we get to cheat and do that. Because if you were doing watercolor, you couldn't. So I think I'm done with this one. So what do you guys think? We have our, this is what we did today. If you came in late, you can go back and see the two versions. And then the very last one we're going to do tonight is going to be mixed media. So if you are unsure of what mixed media is and you want to see that, that's going to be tonight. Try not to cover him up too much. No, can't see him that way. We'll go this way. So two different owls, completely different styles. What do you guys think? Have any of you used the acrylics like the watercolors before? It's a fun method to play with. Oh, I forgot I was going to add more, my final touches. I'm going to add more black pen marks to it. I forgot. Oh, hey, Amanda. She said it's 6:30 a.m. over in Sydney. Well, you were up bright and early then. We're glad you're here joining us. So this is dry in these areas. And if I want the black to stand out more, if I want more of those lines in here, maybe a little bit of the movement on the outside. And these can be messy, like scribble lines. So you can decide how much you want to add in there. And maybe you don't like all that. Maybe you don't want all those extra lines in yours. Maybe you want it a little simpler than that. Again, this is personal preference, your decision. My goal is to show you all the different ways you can create, and then you find your style. You find what works for you. Can you guys see the difference in the addition of the lines? Thank you, Shelly from Texas. Oh, awesome. You stopped at Lambert's while you're up here. They are some good rolls. Home of the throwed rolls. This one does kind of look like Sherlock Holmes to me. I feel like it's a guy. I feel like this is a boy owl. Maybe he needs a little pipe. Maybe I want some crazy lines up here. And all the type A's scream at home as I'm doing this. All right, I think I'm happy with them. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me today. One more live, and then we close the doors. So if you're still on the fence, you got a few hours left to join. 8 hours. You got 8 hours left to join. Carla said, at first, I didn't think I was going to like it, but I love it. Good. He's fun. He's so fun. So that is why I say trust the process all the time, because sometimes you're like, I don't really know. And then it all comes together and you end up liking it. So this is the last day to become a tribe sister. Quick overview, and then I'm jumping off. I got to charge this computer, and then I'm going live in Heidi's group. So we, with Tribe, it's $47 a month or $470 for the year, and you get 2 months for free that way. You get 3 original paintings with me per month taught live in our private Facebook community with all our amazing Tribe sisters who are going to support and cheer you on. You also get a guest artist or speaker each month. And you get the new bonus is that it includes the Painting of the Month Club, which is an additional painting in addition to those 3 that you get as a Tribe sister. You get 2 memberships for the price of 1 because the Painting of the Month Club is $20. Inner Tribe is $47. You only pay the $47 a month for both memberships. And then this is the very last time it will be this price. It goes up in the spring when we open again in 2021. And it will not include the membership hub, which has over 75 tutorials for you to choose from, which is the past 2.5 years that I have been teaching online. It includes all of that, the live Q&As, troubleshooting techniques, and over 75 full tutorials for you to go back and browse through and pick where you want to start. You can do all of this at your own pace, and you have access to everything 24/7. We host it on that membership site and in our Facebook group. So the tribe takes place in 2 different places. Pam said, get off the fence. Heidi Easley, she owns Paint Party Headquarters, and her and I partner together, and we help women who want to take their business to the next level and teach paint parties either locally or online. So, sorry. We work together and we support each other and promote each other. And so I'm going in her group to talk to her ladies. So they're already teaching paint parties. And if they want to learn how to sharpen their skills as an artist and become a better artist so they can be a better teacher, that is kind of where the inner tribe comes in. And then you do have anyone who joins tribe has permission to use my designs at local paint parties. They can't be taught online, but we have a new series of lessons inside the group called Learn the Process, where I teach artists how to learn how to create their own original art so that they don't feel like they can only teach exactly what they're being taught. My goal, again, is to help you guys find your style, the way you speak through art, and then share that with other people. So I teach you how I come up with my methods, my inspiration, and how I bring that to the surface. So I teach that inside of the group for those women who are at that level and want to know how to create their own art and are maybe a little nervous about doing it. Welcome, Allison. Welcome, Linda. Krista said I can't do a lot during the day. So everything is always available for replay. So I don't have a set time I teach each week because it changes with my schedule with my family. My family always comes first. So if I need to be there, we're still not in school full time. The girls only go twice a week. So it's dependent on their schedule, their sports, everything that we have going on. So, and we have women all over the world. So there is no time zone that works for everyone. So once I go live, they are put in our units and our announcements, and that way everyone can go back to them whenever they want to. Marty is both. Marty, let me know if you want to join us over in Paint Party headquarters. We're going to do an interview with some of you who are in both of our groups. Linda, the $20 class is called the Painting of the Month Club. Just comment the word info for all the things I've talked about, and it will take you to my website. Just reply back yes to the message that you get, and it will give you all the different options of different ways that you can paint with me, purchase from me, find my products that I like, all those good things. Allison was saying, what time is what? What were you asking about? Are you in Heidi's group? If you're asking about Heidi's group, I'm going in there in about 15 minutes. I will be back on my page tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that will be the last time you see me live for quite a bit. So that's all I got for you guys right now, and I will see you later this afternoon or evening. Bye.